Donald Trump is running away from cameras. He's not answering any questions from the press, as we have now learned about Iran's secret war plan and also Russia's secret war plan. Donald Trump spent this weekend yet again at his golf club at Bedminster, New Jersey. He was doing YMCA dances and behaving quite odd. We have some of the footage right here. All of the MAGA people were like, yeah, Donald Trump keeps playing YMCA from his iPad in Bedminster. So great to see him decompressing. I mean, there are so many deeply serious issues right now. I'm going to talk to you about Iran's secret plan to escalate the war if Donald Trump tries to do any further invasions. I'm also going to tell you about Russia's secret drone base plan as well. All of this happening at the same time. The United States has now removed its last aircraft carrier from the Pacific. The USS George Washington is now going to the Middle East to replace the USS Abraham Lincoln because the MeidasTouch Network and others reported how bad the conditions were aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, which has been deployed for over 260 days, going on 9 months. Here's Donald Trump running off from the cameras. You'll see he refuses to answer any questions. We've also got some stills of him running up on the Qatari Air Force One. Here's him running off. Play this clip. We've got B-roll from these deranged events he was holding in Bedminster while there were very serious issues going on around the world. Here's Iran's secret plan to escalate the war. Wall Street Journal reporting exclusively. Intercepted communications and other intelligence suggests a strategic shift by hardline leaders to raise the cost for the U.S. and its regional allies. The Wall Street Journal citing Iranian officials, Iran is planning further escalatory attacks if fighting resumes by Donald Trump against countries in the Gulf region, including targeting internet cables. There is also a possibility of ground operations by Iran against Kuwait. Furthermore, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard has provided the Houthis with support in the form of missiles and drones, as well as providing them with information about targets and protecting their leaders. Now, we've been continuing to report on all of this every single day at the MeidasTouch Network, but now Iranian officials confirming that to the Wall Street Journal. I do appreciate that our coverage here, though, is ahead of the curve. The Telegraph, meanwhile, is reporting that Russia is now building secret drone bases in striking distance of NATO. Newly built hubs put much of Europe within the range of the Kremlin's latest weaponry. Russia has installed secret bases capable of firing high-powered drones deep into NATO territory. A Telegraph investigation reveals 10 Kremlin bases with newly built launch pads for Moscow's most advanced long-range suicide drones. Some of the bases are already being used to pummel Ukraine with their proximity to the border, helping with mass aerial attacks launching past Kyiv's diminished air defenses. But they also offer a long-term threat to NATO allies, placing them within reach of Putin's high-tech drones. Analysts warn that rapidly evolving technology could be turned on Europe in the event of war, with some of the bases putting Russia's most powerful drones in the range of Warsaw. Now, China as well. You understand the alliances. China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and other alliances within the BRICS bloc nations. China had long predicted that the United States would not be able to run two wars at the same time, and that even a regional war, if mismanaged, would totally destroy and deplete the U.S. military capabilities. China we're all observing that take place with someone like Donald Trump's catastrophic and unlawful war in Iran, which has depleted most of the United States weapons, and the U.S. has now moved its remaining aircraft carrier out of the Pacific, basically ceding full control of Pacific military dominance to China. Also, while Donald Trump running away from the cameras, he made deranged post after deranged post when he got aboard Air Force One there. That's when he posted that he has a great relationship with Kim Jong-un. And so he's not happy, Donald Trump says, and he refers to the U.S. joint military exercises with South Korea as being very hostile to Kim Jong-un. And Donald Trump says he's ordering Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, to stop further joint military exercises and limit the existing military exercises because Donald Trump says he wants to help out Kim Jong-un. And Donald Trump says he's also very angry at South Korea for not joining the United States in its catastrophic and unlawful war against Iran. Then Donald Trump had his usual evening meltdown aboard Air Force One. He posted how he believes, this was a repost of you Hewitt, that Chief Justice Roberts needs to immediately protect Donald Trump from all of the death threats by helping the Golden Ballroom be built. We don't know and should not know how the White House is defended from all threats or what is in the building, and that his Golden Dome is a shield against attacks. Imagine, this is what Trump reposts, imagine the consequences of a state sponsor of terror successfully targeting the White House if necessary defenses would have deflected the attack are not in place because of this ridiculous litigation. Now, we learned from one of the top commanders of NORAD that under the Trump regime, the United States does not have any capabilities of striking down drones if drones were to attack the United States. So as Donald Trump escalates all these wars across the world, do you see what's happening right now? Donald Trump has left the United States defenseless, the same way Donald Trump throws our troops under the bus, but he wants to turn the White House into a military facility for himself. So if the United States gets attacked by Donald Trump, escalating to a World War III situation, he's protected, even though the rest of us are screwed. Here's the top, or one of the top NORAD commanders right here, speaking at a military conference this week. The MeidasTouch Network unearthed this video where he says, we do not have the military capabilities to strike down drones, but Trump wants to make the White House into a protection against drones hitting the White House, while all the other Americans would get screwed. Here, play this clip.
The next threat to the homeland can be a swarm of inexpensive drones launched from inside our own borders, rather than a missile approaching from thousands of miles away. Does NORAD have the sensor coverage, authorities, and decision speed necessary to respond? And
no.
And could you comment on that and on the gap today, the biggest gap you see?
Well, I mean, we don't have the sensors, and we're not, depending on where that swarm is going to attack, depends on whether we have any sensors at all, and so, and also whether we've got any effectors to get after that problem. So we are ill-equipped right now to handle something like that, and obviously that is we've seen it used. We're seeing it used on a daily basis around the world, and we've got to figure out how to mitigate that threat, and but we're not there yet.
Now, deranged Donald Trump continues to post the following. Look what vandals did to the grass connecting the vandalized World War II monument and the vandalized reflector. Everything's vandalized and threats and everyone's going after him. I mean, again, he's such a pathetic loser. What the hell are you even posting right here? Then this perpetual little baby whiny victim loser psychopath posts the following. Watching Fox News with Shannon Bream is always like watching the worst of fake news. She doesn't report on my great military victories over Venezuela and the essential denuclearization of Iran. The rest will follow. Week after week, I see her interviewing hostile guests. Everyone's hostile and going after him. Oh, poor Donald. I mean, again, what a loser. He is a weak, pathetic. I just get worked up sometimes as you just see this loser freaking behavior. And then he has state regime media attack our service members for saying that they're too weak and they're pathetic. Now, I should note, Joey Jones, this Fox host, he served in combat and he's a double amputee. And he served in Afghanistan. I think we all look at the wars that took place in Afghanistan, and I think we want to not repeat those lessons again. And here he is on state regime media saying that our service members complaining about a never-ending war where they don't even understand the mission, that makes them weak and pathetic. I mean, that's the attack that they're launching from state regime media Fox. And I want to be clear. I mean, Joey Jones served our nation courageously, and despite my criticisms of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, he served our nation. But this attack to me of our current service members that what they should have conditions that were like Afghanistan? I don't think that's what the American people want. I don't think that's what our service members want. I don't think that's what their families want. And especially as Donald Trump's like, are we doing a deal? No deal. Deal? I'm going to blow the hell out of the civilization. No, we're going to make a deal with them. Here, play this clip of what he has to say.
I mean, how weak are you on TV complaining about tuna and noodles? I'm sorry. You volunteered to serve your country. You can come back, get out of the military, and do like all of these Democrat veterans and complain about it and make commercials and be a sellout if you want to and come up with a new way of doing things. The last Democrat president that I remember that was deploying troops, Barack Obama, had the Army going to Iraq on patrol bases for 15 months at a time, eating MREs. I'm sorry, but you're a sitting duck on a patrol base in Iraq, in Afghanistan, a heck of a lot more than you are on a fortified Navy ship sitting in the water. You might have got bored, and I'm sorry. We did have more fun getting in firefights, I'll say that. But to sit there and say that it was terrible because you had a corn dog and a hot dog, I would have traded a block of C4 to the Taliban for a hot dog by about July 2010. I just do not understand the mentality. If this is a representation of who our military is now, and I'm not saying it is, but there's at least enough for some of these trash rags to print about it. If this is who we are, we're just Rome sitting here waiting to burn. We've got nothing left. It makes me fume. If he sat there and said, we didn't have any clean water to drink, we couldn't take a shower. I mean, well, I didn't get to take a shower for about 6 months, but still, something that has something to do with hygiene or, like getting sick. There was a scurvy outbreak and, the guys that were missing legs were only given wooden pegs instead of metal ones. Then maybe I might have some sympathy. But to that little kid and whoever raised him, Lord, help you if you ever go into a hot war on the ground like millions of Americans have. I can only think what a World War II veteran sitting there who's lucid enough today to see that and think about the 6-month journey home from fighting the toughest war we've ever fought after being there for 4 years was thinking, listening to him complain like that. The Secretary of the Navy put out his response. That's my response. End of story.
Clay, we're going to bring up that response.
And here's the example of just the erratic, pathetic Donald Trump at Bedminster ranting and raving like a lunatic. Here's what he said. Here, play this clip.
Venezuela, we won that war in one day, actually, 48 minutes, actually. And we have a great relationship with Venezuela. We're taking out billions, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of oil. And Venezuela was great, and we're working beautifully with Venezuela. And we're doing the same thing now with, relatively, it's larger, but we're doing a big thing on Iran. As you know, their currency is valueless. Their military is beat. The Navy is all sunk, 159 ships. At 159 ships, every ship is underwater right now that's resting at the bottom of the sea. We have every airplane. There are 209 airplanes. They don't have any airplanes. They don't, and it's amazing because you hear these stories. Their radar is gone. All technology is gone. They have inflation at 350%. Their cash is worthless. Their currency is absolutely worthless. And then you read the New York Times, they say, Iran is doing extremely well. It's like incredible. It's the only thing they have is fake news. That's all they have. But some good things are going to happen very soon. They've already happened. Because the one thing we can't do, we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
And then we know that he's deeply unwell, obviously, cognitively and physically. I mean, he was walking around at this event in Nassau County, seemingly wearing, a diaper or an adult diaper or something. He couldn't walk. It's unclear. Like a girl. I don't know would you watch this? Here's another angle of it. Here, play this clip. And our service members right now are absolutely livid. We showed you yesterday some of these statements that they scribbled in the dust of an aircraft flap. Operation Epstein Fury, peace deal number 64 incoming, mocking Donald Trump. I did this deal. I did that deal. Bibi Bucks. I love flock cameras. Be a good boy and do what Israel tells you to do. And it was Trita Parsi who was the person who unearthed it. And then you see how desperate Donald Trump is for like deals. It's like really pathetic. I'm going to do a video in the next 90 minutes. I hope you'll watch, where then Donald Trump posted on social media, look, I'm the Mecca Pact between Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan. What a great deal. Like as though he is responsible for the deal. And the whole thing with the Mecca Pact I'll talk about is that the U.S. security umbrella is done, is broken. So Arab nations are taking it into their own hand as Donald Trump basically has surrendered. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. I got new glasses. So this way, no comments anymore that my other glasses were gross or foggy. I'm a sentimental guy. That's why I like those old glasses, but I like these better. So thank you for your recommendations that I buy new glasses. All right. Any chance you want to also pre-order WTF America as a celebration for me getting new glasses? Pre-order WTF America right now. The book I wrote with my brothers. It comes out in October. I hope you'll get it. We put a lot of work into it. It's dedicated to the Meidas Mighty. We write about you, the Meidas Mighty. You could pre-order it now. You could search it on Google. There's a QR code, or you could find the link in the description below. WTF America, it's called. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, if you want the full story, how democracy got here and how we take it back, pre-order our new book, WTF America, today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.